Hello and welcome, my friends. Welcome to June, welcome to Thursday, and welcome to my exploration into the full strawberry moon. This is a fantastic kind of pre-harvest. We're seeing like a lot of things start to bud and bloom. Historically, this is when we're starting to see some of those strawberries start to form, and there's that anticipation of that harvest because we can start to see things coming forward. So that's the history on why it's the full strawberry moon. And what I read about what was going to happen for the full strawberry moon in the weekly reading last week, we know that there's going to be some shifting and changing. There is that ability to really get some work done. So I'm interested to see what the full strawberry moon is going to offer us and what's going to happen. So I could not think of better decks than the Everyday Witch Tarot and Oracle. I absolutely love the bright colors, the vibrancy, the fun, the play. We kind of need that. We need this, I guess, boldness, the beauty. And I absolutely adore the illustrator. Her name is Elizabeth Alba. Oh, I said Jessica Alba's the actor, not the artist. But Elizabeth Alba, she is fantastic. She's actually the illustrator behind the Tarot of the Owl that came out last month. So amazing. And I actually saw on her social media that she's going to be having another deck come out with somebody else, and it's a Halloween deck. So, oh yeah, that's going to be hitting Kickstarter soon. So eventually it will hit my screen and my table too. So let's get into this. Let's get into, well, what the full strawberry moon has to share with us. Okay. Not a cheery card. The Five of Pentacles. Talks about that isolation, that disconnect. Kind of literally feeling like you're out in the storm. Oh, I love this card. The Knight of Swords. I kind of enjoy the fact that this is the card where Pamela Coleman Smith drew in the original deck, where you've got this knight, he's on his horse, and he is just giving her into the storm. Well, he's given her into like a flock of birds. Now we have the Seven of Cups. That 7 deadly sins, that unsure, the veil of mystery. Oh, so many choices. And finally, the King of Swords. Lots of decision here, lots of using your head. We've got the son and the dad here, all in that Vulcan state. We need to use our head rather than letting our heart kind of lead us astray and push us aside. Because our heart, we're kind of feeling left out. We have that baggage. We have that feeling that there is so much more on the other side, yet we're stuck here. It talks about that illusion, that uncertainty. We need to start to use our head and look at the situation at hand. We need to kind of embrace this very wisely king, if you will. The King of Swords is the everyday personification, or one of the everyday personifications of the Emperor. We need that stability, that groundedness, especially when it comes to what we know. Know that we're not going to have all the answers, and that's okay. But when we ask the questions and we kind of step outside that box, outside our situation, outside of how we're feeling, and look at it in as if you were looking at a story, or if, say, you had a twin and they were in the same situation. We need that kind of outside perspective, a little bit of distance, getting out of that heart, getting out of that illusion. This gives you the ability to start to assess the situation. We can start to look at how we want to go forward, what that's going to look like, and know that everybody's plan and action forward is going to be different, because we're very much on different perspectives, on different pathways. Sure, we may cross over. Sure, we may be walking with people, but know that there's a different path. We may feel like we're on the same path. However, our strategies, our passions will be a little bit different. So be aware that that difference is okay. Embrace that difference. And know that, and everybody is always so worried about, oh, what if I make the wrong choice? When you're looking at things, especially when you're taking slow, steady steps, it's not going to be a wrong choice. It's going to be different learning opportunities. That takes out that, oh, what if I am wrong and I quote unquote fail? No, this is about branching out and learning. These choices all are things that we need to look at. Opportunities, events that would impact us in different ways. Yes, some of them, I won't lie, they're going to be easier. They're going to bring in some, well, I guess just ease of action, where the universe supports us and slides things in to help us get through things. Well, other things that's going to be a little bit mucky, and we're going to have to kind of sludge through it. So yeah, no, slow and steady is hard. Reflection does help, and I encourage people to take some time and do ongoing reflection. On my Ko-fi page, I have a reflection workbook where you can do some reflection each month, each season, set some intentions. When we're doing that slow and steady, it can be really hard to realize how much work we've done and how far we've come. So that will help. And I really encourage people to sit down at those natural turning points. Like I said, the months, but also we have a solstice coming up. Summer solstice is on the 21st. So we have that ability to look at some of this, what we've done so far. And the key with reflection though, it's not about, oh my God, I didn't get this done. Oh my God, I didn't get that done. It's more about, okay, this is what I've achieved. This is what I want to continue to work on. That way you are staying in that positive rather than getting into that negative where you're like, oh, well, I failed. Because we don't need any more ammunition to bring ourselves down. We kind of have a superpower when it comes to beating ourselves up and bringing ourselves down. All right, let's look at what else is going to help. And I should mention that Ko-fi page, I do also do intention and reflection sheets every month. with my Patreon group as well. It's just kind of an added perk of supporting me, is that I do lots of different extra tools. So each month, I think it was yesterday that it was posted that there was the June intention and reflection sheet. So it's not one big go, it's smaller chunks, and sometimes that's easier. Yeah, just lots of different ways. All right. Oh, I love this card. Go with the flow. Many of us are paddling upstream. We are feeling the burn. Like I said, we're feeling isolated and we're kind of feeling left out. But the heaviness of the last 6 months, the last couple of years, we're just feeling bagged because we're paddling upriver. Take a breath. Let things kind of naturally flow. See where that goes, how that feels. We'd like to be in the driver's seat. Unfortunately, we're like this. We're in a snowstorm. We can't truly see clearly. And, well, most of us can't truly hear clearly either because our clairs are shut down. But we can't get the full picture. So take that breath. Where is your life trying to naturally lead you? Where are your supports, your high vibrational supports trying to lead you? You don't have to necessarily go there mindlessly, but again, we can use our critical thinking skills, that assessment, to look at why are we working so hard? What's going on? And where is it that life is trying to lead you? Where is this path going? Because sometimes we have such a very concrete and rigid idea of what that end result should look like that we're missing so many opportunities. We're literally missing the boat. Air magic. I love it. So air magic very much connects in with the swords because swords are air symbol. Air magic talks about, well, listening to that wind, listening to that whisper within self. And I think that whisper, that high vibrational self that we really struggle to hear sometimes, needs to be let out. Now, if you are looking at doing some air magic, things like smudging, clearing out space, super helpful, helping you to feel stronger and calmer in your own space, in your own environment, to help clear out that mind. Breathing, again, we have that air. When we get overwhelmed, when we're feeling just kind of lost and confused, frustrated, and frustrated is a big one right now, lots of frustration. We don't always breathe fully. We do those shallow pants. It's so helpful to take those deep breaths in so that we're using that frontal cortex and we're able to go forward. We're able to push ourselves, gain more insight, gain the ability to use our tools, our abilities, create, and problem solve. All right. What further insight and information can we share with my friends so that they can get the most out of the full strawberry moon? I love it. The Nine of Cups. Then reversal. So that's, oops, there we go. That's what the 9 looks like. 9 of Cups, of course, is that abundance card. And it's not so much the physical abundance. It does bleed into it, but it also talks about those other aspects, the creativity, the emotion, the spirituality, because it's the cup, not the pentacle. The 9 of Pentacles is the other abundance card. And yeah, and I think that's the piece, is that we're so focused in and we're feeling so just kind of lost and, well, like I said, frustrated, that we're missing and not truly being able to embrace some of those pieces that are right there. They're right, well, literally behind us, supporting us. They're part of us. It's just we don't identify them. And it can be hard because it's not that tangible physical piece. The tangible physical pieces, they're easier to identify because they're right in our hand. These are more, well, they're harder to identify because they're on the emotion. They're on different planes. The King of Cups in reversal. Of course, that talks about that emotional control, that emotional stability. So with the King of Cups upside down, it's not surprising, feeling left out, feeling frustrated, feeling unsure, feeling confused, that our emotions are high. That emotional roller coaster, it's topsy-turvy, roly, poly. And we're not able to, again, have that control of self. I think that's where that breath is going to be really important. The King of Cups, he's on his head. We're not able to have that stability within ourselves, which also then goes to the point of when we're unstable, everything around us destabilizes as well. One thing I can say is that in this reading, we do have the brothers here, double kings. Kings are the 14th card in the minor arcana. When you have that that multiple 14, the angels are reminding you to be aware of that energy that you're putting out, because what you put out is going to be all around you and it's going to come back at you. Not only in that kind of karmic energy, but how you treat yourself, how your energies are within. They're reflected back by those around you. So co-workers, families, and friends, even the pizza delivery guy. If you're beating yourself up and you're feeling really, really funky and out of control, that's when people start to treat you poorly, because they're reflecting the same energy and treatment of self. So be aware of that. When you're having a bad day, my suggestion, and this is an easy one, when you're feeling really funky, if you can, take a shower and dump it. If you are out in public, you're at work or wherever, go to a sink and run your hands under water and let that gunk out. Let that energy out. And remember, breathe. Take those deep breaths. You need to take control of that emotion. You need to take control of self. Easy ways to do that is through taking control of your breath, because you're able to use your faculties. You're able to assess the situation better. Like I said at the beginning, head is going to be really important. That third eye thinking center is going to be essential over the next 5 days. I love it. The Queen of Cups. The second most intuitive card in the deck. The everyday personification of the High Priestess. We have the reminder to not minimize creativity, compassion, and of course, like I said earlier, that high vibrational intuitional self. When we listen to that, and I know it's super hard, it's like a whisper where our ego is screaming at us. We're just like, oh my God, enough, turn down the volume. But when we quiet that mind, when we have that control of self, we can start to gain access to that high vibrational self, that higher consciousness, and we're able to make some pretty good choices for ourselves. The cup that's going to make things a little bit easier shines a little bit brighter when we listen to the Queen here. Ways that we can listen to the Queen is through creativity, getting out of our head, getting out of our way. Not only will she help us to navigate some of these pieces, she's going to help us see some of these amazing, amazing upright cups, these supports that we have. She works in tandem, of course, with that King of Swords, where we're using our head. Because to connect into the Queen of Cups and to the King of Swords, you have to remember to use your third eye thinking center. We need that intuitive, creative aspect of the third eye, but we also want that thinking center of the third eye and our frontal cortex. So the full strawberry moon is being really clear here, guys. Take some time for you. Do some reflection. See where that path is going to go. Where is it that you keep being led to? Why do we have so many resistances and challenges about doing that? Yeah, there might be some uncertainty, some gray areas, but where is it kind of leading you? Again, when we take those slow steps, it's a little bit easier to slow things down and say, you know what, I'm going to get out. This is my stop. I'm parking my boat and here I go. And don't forget to have that compassion for you. You may not enjoy and like everywhere where you're at, but no, there are things that are going right. Start to focus in on those. Get out of your head. Get out of that funk. Get into that creativity and use our head. So that is what the strawberry moon wants to share with us. I want to thank you guys so much for joining me today. I hope that you found this reading helpful and useful, and that you can start to plan forward on what you can get done during the full strawberry moon. Now, if you did like this session, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up, as that helps people find me on the sea of YouTube. But more importantly for you, don't forget to subscribe and hit that little red bell so you know when I'm live and when I've posted. And if you're looking for an added layer of support, I do have a Ko-fi and Patreon page. I've provided links below, so why not go check it out? Again, I want to thank you for joining me today, and I hope that you can get some work done during the full strawberry moon. Until tomorrow, my friends.